All right, look at us. We're
We're live, people.
I feel like I say that every time. It's going to go down in history as what I used to say back on the olden days of Magic Beans, which leads me to an important announcement. We have come to the end of an era, ladies and gentlemen. Um, so for the last, I want to say 3 years, I feel like it's been 3 years. We have had a weekly live event on this page called Essential Oils Are Not Magic Beans, but dot, 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 something or other. um, and tonight is our last official Magic Beans. So that doesn't mean we're closing down the page and that they no longer make oils. None of those things are true. It just means that we've got new and exciting things coming your way, and we will let you know as soon as we figure out what they all are, because we've got lots of cool ideas in the mix. One of the very cool ideas, I can tell you a little snippet, is we're going to be having a really cool opportunity for some people to try products they've never tried before, and then be on an advisory panel after they've used the products to kind of tell us what results they've had. And so that's one of the cool things that you'll be seeing on this page, among other things that are in the works. So bear with us as we figure all that out, but this is a very cool 3-year run that we've had. And so thank you for being part of that. And those of you that are watching on Facebook, please let us know you're here and tell us how many Magic Beans episodes you probably have watched. Throw out a number. You can make up a number. We won't know. Just tell us something. Make us feel good about our 3-year run, and make sure we are actually live, though. I don't see it. Where are you people? There it is.
I'm trying to share it right now.
I see peoples. All right. So we are going to jump in and talk about a really cool set of oils that, honestly, like I was excited when they first came out, and then the excitement sort of dwindled a little bit, and I was just like, I was a little bit And then as the months went by and I watched my child fall in love with these, that was the surprising part, because we have been oilers since back in the day before there were any little cool toys to play with. We just had like regular oil bottles like this, and we had to figure out what to do with all that as moms. And so I was used to doing that. And I was like, we don't need kids oils. We don't need no stinking kids oils. And, but I love that he is so in love with these, and that he has made his very own method of applying them, and he's just super comfortable with them. So we're going to talk about that and how you can help your kid be ready for back to school with their very own set of oils and other cool gadgets and gizmos aplenty that doTERRA offers that are perfect to go along with this kit. So we've got lots of cool ideas. If you have an idea that we haven't thought of, I know that's hard to believe, please share it in the comments. If you have a question, if you just want to tell us a story about how your kid used one of the kids' roller blends, we'd love to hear that too. Anytime we say the word kid, we would like to see a heart emoji, because we need the love. Basically, that's what's going on. So if we say kid, kiddo, any variation, child, offspring, just go ahead and count that and just hit the heart emoji. All right, this is my friend Mary. I know it seems like it's all about me, but it's also about Mary. She's my co-host. She's my friend, my business colleague. Really honored to have her on with me. She is wonderful to learn from, and I always enjoy co-hosting with her because I always learn stuff myself. But she's also an amazing partner and friend, and I'm excited that our last Magic Beans is with Mary. So, Mary, let's jump in. Why don't we tell the people what they've won?
Tell the people what they. I was trying to think of that woman's name. Was it Carol? Carol Merrill?
I don't know.
Vanna White? I'm dating myself. You don't even know Carol Merrill because you're too young.
I don't know who that is. I do know who Vanna White is.
Okay, well,
I think she might have a walker now, but I do know who she is.
She probably does. Well, tonight we are going to be talking about the kids kit, the kids collection, and I want to just start by saying I really love this kit. I'm not even going to show it to you yet until I tell you about it a little bit. I wish so much. I say this in a lot of my oils classes here in my town. I wish so much that I would have had oils when I was raising my 2 daughters. Like, that's sort of my oil heartbreak, Deanna. You know, that, I mean, they have them now. They have boxes full of oils. They're both grown adults. But when they were babies and when they were students, young students, and then middle school students and high school students and even college. I just wish that they would have had these kinds of resources at their fingertips. Now, this kit primarily is like ages 3 to 12, but we like to tell you that the adults are using them. I'm using them. In fact, I'll show you one of them that I sort of broke the top off of because I was using it so much. A true story. And if you have itty bitties like 3 and under, they're still completely safe. These oils are all safe and they're very heavily diluted, the kids kit, so kids can kind of rub them all over. But if you have someone that is 3 or younger, just a tiny little swipe on their feet or a little swipe up their spine. And I know that Deanna is going to have a lot of stories to share with her little one who is home. But let me reveal to you, here it comes from the side. Okay, this kit is so stinking cute. Now, I don't know if you can really see the details, but there's little doodles all over it. Like there's little rocket chips and smiley faces and suns and chemistry bottles, and of course the doTERRA O. But it's really cozy, very sturdy. It's waterproof and oil-proof. Thank you, because if you got kiddos at home, you know you need it to be waterproof and oil-proof. Has a cute little carabiner that they can just snap right on their backpack. So a little backpack to go on their larger backpack. And I will now show you what's in it. Oh, one other thing, you can also carry it, it's got a little handle, so you can carry it like this too. So it has 6 oils. So these are 6 blends that are specifically formulated for kiddos. And they formulated them in 3 categories, which of course are the 3 categories I love to talk about a lot, which are mind, body, and heart or spirit. So there are 2 sets, there are 3 sets of 2 in this kit, and I'll show you how cute they are when the camera comes. There we go. So each oil has their own little carabiner. They've got these rubbery tops, so they're really easy and, you know, like kid party. And again, there's 6 different blends. So mind, body, and spirit. And I want you to know, as I said before, these are heavily diluted. They use even fewer oils than they use in some of our adult blends. So you can feel really, really good about your kiddos using them. So the first category is, I've got a tickle, sorry guys, it's our bodies. So, whoops, I unscrewed one. So the 2, I've got them hooked together, but the 2 are Stronger and Rescuer. So we'll start with Stronger, and for some reason my bottle wants to fall off of its little cap. Here's what else is cute about these. The 2 oils that are for the body have little body signs on them. See the little person? So even a little bitty one can be like, okay, that's for my body. That's got my body on it. So Stronger is the protective one. I used to teach school for 10 years. I didn't teach the itty bitty ones. I taught middle schoolers. And that is what every elementary school teacher said, Deanna. They're like, how can you stand it? Teacher, and they are all emotion, so it worked for me. It worked really well. But I do remember from my own children being in elementary school that all those kids coming and going every single day, they just are exposed to so many cooties. There's just so many germs. And so this is like our immunity boosting blend or a protective blend. It's called Stronger for the kids. And all of these oils, don't you think they're just a smidge sweeter, Deanna, the formulation? Oh,
yeah. To me, they smell kind of like candy, a bunch of them.
Yeah, they really do. This one really, I can't identify it, but yeah, candy. It's some kind of candy. And it kind of makes me think Christmas too.
Yeah, there's spiciness to it.
Yeah. So Stronger is the one that we use when we need a little extra boost. This is a great oil to put roll up their spine or put on the soles of their feet before school. And then of course, if they can take their backpack to school, when they're starting to feel a little funny, like their throat is scratchy or they just don't feel good, and they will know that this Stronger blend helps make their body feel stronger. So it's a great essential oils. Essential oil for our kids. All right, the next one for the body is Rescuer. And if you are an oil user already, this is sort of like the kids' version of a deep blue. It's the soothing blend. Yes, there it is. I have to smell them all. Oh my gosh.
I love the spearmint in this.
You can
so
smell
yummy.
this, yeah, you can smell the spearmint, but it's really light. Like it's not overpowering at all. So, you know, all those playground injuries, you know, Jimmy pushed me and I skinned my knee and I bumped my elbow and, you know, just all the bumps and bruises of the playground and of school life. Rescuer is great for that. It's also really great for, you know, just achy muscles and sore muscles, anywhere that doesn't feel so limber and good. So sometimes, you know, the kids have to go to PE class and maybe they haven't done a whole lot of, maybe they've been laying around all summer, like reading books, trying to catch up with their reading lists or something, or swimming in the pool. So they're in PE and they're really pushing hard and they're sore. This would be a great soothing blend for their little bodies. The writing is so small on this, Deanna. I can't even begin to tell you the oils that are in there.
I have my special glasses, my special glasses for that. So yeah, of course the main ingredient's fractionated coconut oil because it's so diluted. That's how you know, like, you don't even have to worry about what's in here. But then there is copaiba oil, which is a great oil for discomfort, muscle discomfort. It's a good oil for calming, which kind of goes along with, like, something hurts, you kind of freak out if you get a boo-boo. At least I do. I don't know about kids. Lavender's in here. Lavender's good for calming. There's spearmint, which we mentioned, and there's also xanthoxylum fruit oil, which don't even ask me what that is, but whatever. But I'll tell you that we also like it for breathing. Like if you have like a cough or chest stuff going on or clogged ears, or yesterday my kid busted his right here on the corner of a wooden, like big wooden tray that sits on our ottoman. And I mean, he had a big old knot and a big line right here. And at first, I tell you what, I'm a less cautious oil user because I've had oil since my kid was in my belly. So I'm not super cautious. So I grabbed the Deep Blue Touch, which is diluted, and I put it here, and he was like, oh, it's hot, it's hot, it's hot. And I'm like, oh, crap. Like, I wouldn't have thought that because even though my skin's sensitive. So then I said, oh, let me get the Rescuer. And the reason that I put the Rescuer right on top of it is because there's so much coconut oil in it. I knew that that would calm the discomfort from the Deep Blue and also go a little bit easier on his sensitive little face. So
yeah, that's so good. So good. Love these oils. Okay, we're moving on to the next category. These two, which are Thinker and Calmer. Now, what category do you think these might be, Deanna?
I think
they might be for the brain. Yes. So these have, oh, it's my light. These have little brain symbols on them, which is really cute. We'll start with Thinker, which is the focus blend, which you probably could figure out on your own. So it's hard to focus in school. It's really hard because your friend's over there and they're making faces at you, and the other friend over there is like, you know, mooning over you, and the teacher's talking about things that maybe you're not interested in. You just want to get home and play with your dinosaurs. But Thinker helps us focus. So Thinker is a great oil to put on when they have, you know, any kind of test coming up, when they're studying for a test. Maybe even a really young one, like a first grader who has to do, guys, side note, I won't go deep into this, but from some of my friends, I have been amazed at the homework load that really little people have to do every single day if they're in a traditional school. Homeschooling, I'm sure, is different. So there's a need for focus because there's so much that they have to do and there's so much that they have to take in, and this is support for that. So very good oil to help them concentrate. You can roll it on their little temples, right? They can roll it on the back of their neck. They can just open it up and smell it. And you know, there's this wonderful thing called oil anchoring. So if you're studying, for example, for a test, and you're using this oil, and then you go in the next day and you can use that oil and take your test, it really does help the brain connect to that information. So no matter how young or old you are, that's a great tool to have at your fingertips.
Yeah. And I'm going to tell you a quick secret about Thinker is if you have a child who has a very active brain and difficulty kind of focusing their brain on one thing or even shutting down their brain, like say at bedtime, I use Thinker at bedtime a lot on my little son because he has sensory processing disorder. And I know that he's planning like world domination at bedtime instead of, so he's got a lot going on in his mind. And if I can just kind of get his mind to be in a more focused state, it actually lets his body rest. So it might be the opposite of what you would think, but his brain works a little differently. And so you have to understand that he does better than he does with calming oils. He does better with like mints and citruses, which is kind of what that's about.
He's my people. I am that small percentage of people that when I use lavender to try to go to bed at night, I want to get up and paint the garage.
Yes, exactly.
So yeah.
We don't want to give him any of that. We don't need to do that.
You don't need any of that. All right, the next one in the brain category is Calmer, which is the restful blend. So if you're not Deanna's son and you're not me, yes, there it is. This is just soothing, helping to calm down. I think it's so great that it begins to help our children learn to recognize and regulate their emotions. So when you're feeling all worked up, you're feeling stressed, and goodness knows our children are under so many stresses. To know that you can reach for this to help calm you down and, rub it on your chest or rub it on your wrists or behind your ears, and have the benefits of that is such a gift to be able to send our children to school with, to have it at their fingertips. I was going to tell you a quick story. So my youngest daughter in second grade went through a ton of anxiety, so much anxiety. This is why I wish I had these oils. So much anxiety that I would have to run. There was a certain bench at the school. I was working at the school at the time. She was in second grade across the campus. And when I knew the bell was going to ring, I had to get out of class like 3 minutes early and break and run to be at the bench for my daughter, because if she came out of her classroom and didn't see me at that bench, she really got anxious. And she's doing so much better. She's 28 years old now, right? She's fine. But gosh, I would have loved to have had something like this for her, because I know that if she could feel that anxiety coming and was sitting at her little desk, 20 minutes before the bell rings, she could have just rolled her little Calmer on and soothed herself. And here's the other thing I love about these, Deanna. I imagine, since I don't have itty bitties right now, I'm waiting on the grandkids. I would imagine and I bet this is true for X, that they are just attracted to what they don't know the names of them sometimes. They just know the color and how that color makes them feel. Yeah.
He literally says, like, I need the red oil, I need the yellow oil. He refers to him that way, or he has also named them after dinosaurs, but that's a whole nother story. So he either asks for the dinosaur that he's looking for or the color. But yeah, he totally, that's so smart of them. And they use these bright primary colors that are attractive to kids, and they put the little symbols on there. So yeah, they did everything right with this kid. I just can't love it anymore. And I want to tell you, if you are having anxiety about your kid speaking of anxiety, breaking the carabiners, one of the things I actually learned early on was to put the rubber thing on the bottom, because like when they're trying to turn it, how kids are, and a lot of them were tearing the things off. So I've heard people say that they super glue them to the lids. But I actually, or Mary or grownups can tear them off. So I started putting them on the bottom, and as long as it's screwed on, it's fine, because it can still hang like that and it's not going to leak. That was just a little tip.
That's a really great tip. That's really good, because obviously, as I was showing you, I adore this one. We're moving into the steady. So we did mind, we did body, we did mind, and now we're moving into heart. And so the two oils for emotions are steady, which is the grounding blend, and brave for courage.
These are my favorite ones, Mary.
I love the smells. I know.
Smells so yummy on these.
This one makes me feel like almost like a Jolly Rancher kind of like an apple Jolly Rancher. It's
Yeah.
happy. It makes the little girl in me happy.
Yeah.
You know what? And sometimes that's who needs soothing. So kids aside, we love you kids, but sometimes mama needs it, and sometimes mama needs it because her little girl is going through something.
Yeah. And I have like if anyone knows me, they know I have like an obsession with magnolia oil. Like I spend my entire day rubbing it like all over me. I just cannot get enough. And this has magnolia in it. Magnolia is a flower. It's the most calming oil that we have, but it like I'm not a big fan of flower oils normally. So it's like crazy that I love magnolia so much, but it smells like magnolia by itself smells like candy, and I like want to lick it. And it's in Steady, and that's probably why I love Steady so much.
So those are the 6 blends, but look what comes with your kit. It's this little flashcard set. So this is really cool. So if you're sort of new to the oils, this will help you, or perhaps you want to share these oils with a caregiver or maybe a teacher. And so what it actually does is it teaches you, it says that there's a note for the caregivers, how to use them, and then talks about how there's 2 for each section, the mind, body, and spirit. And then every single card is color coordinated to that particular oil, right? So again, they're color coordinated, and it just gives an explanation. So the one I just lifted up, Rescuer, says, after running, jumping, and playing, rub Rescuer onto your legs, feet, or back to soothe your active body. So yeah. There's cards for all of these. So it's a great jump start to help people know, how to begin to use them.
If you have a babysitter like coming over and they're not familiar with oils and you want to make sure that they know what to do, like if your kid, your kid's used to coming to you saying, "Mommy, I need oils." They go to a brand new babysitter. The babysitter's going to be like, "What the heck?" So this makes it really easy. Or grandma who may not be, might be visiting, is not used to oils. That doesn't happen with us. I got 2 very oily grandmas. but it makes it very simple for the whole family. Even if you have a dad who maybe is not as into the oils, or if you live in 2 different households and you have 2 different parents, it's really great to make sure everybody can kind of stick to the regimen. Because if you're a parent and you've gotten your kids on an oil regimen, that getting off the oil regimen for a couple of days is like a recipe for disaster, because they're just so calm and regulated, and then you take it away. So it's good to get everybody involved. And these kits are really inexpensive too. So you could leave one at each house, like grandma's house or dad's house or whatever, or your child can, if they're old enough with 3, they can have their own set and just take it with them wherever they go. It's really convenient.
I was going to show you one more kind of cool thing about this. I'm not going to snap it, but there's a snap in here. So you can literally snap this together, and then I'm trying to find the camera. And then it can sit on a teacher's desk or sit on, grandma's table. But that's really nice because you can just get to them very easily. And look, wait, there's more. It also has this little pouch. So you've got all your oils, and then you've got this little pouch where you can put other things you might want to pack up for your loved one. So I happen to have here the tropical lip balm, because winter's not right around the corner, but it's coming. And so there's a nice lip balm you could put in there. I also put in, we have Breathe respiratory drops. So if somebody's having a little snuffly and having a little trouble getting the oxygen that they need and feeling comfortable, that would certainly help. And then if your child's old enough, only because they kind of taste spicy to little ones, you can do an On Guard drop, which is, again, immunity boosting, great for a sore throat, has clove in it, so it's very numbing. You could put, a special Band-Aid in there. You could put a little love note in there, like, I'm sorry that you're having a hard day, or I'm sorry, just know mommy or daddy's thinking of you. That way, when they go for their oils and they're feeling sad, or they skin their knee at school, they can look at that little love note. Maybe it's just a little drawing. And Deanna, you mentioned something that Xavier would probably put in his, or does put in.
He does. He has these, I don't have it right here, but he has these little plastic dinosaurs, and he named these oils after dinosaurs. I think that's what started it. So he started carrying the little dinosaurs in the pouch too. So he has something to play with in addition to his oil kit. And when his dinosaurs get boo-boos, he uses the oils on them. And I would freak out if he was using like, you know, a regular oil and he was like wasting frankincense or something. But these are like super inexpensive. They're really diluted. They're kids, you know, they're gonna do stuff like that. They're gonna put it on their teddy bear, and you're not gonna freak out because of the fact that it is so diluted and it's so inexpensive. It's perfectly normal, and that's how they learn. I would much rather my kid learn to play, you know, I don't want to say that word, but play like fix your boo-boos,
Right.
oils, than with things that are going to get him more used to using synthetic things and invasive things in his body that are. The other day, I have to say this, I'm sorry. I'm not that sorry. I saw a like a toy drug container for kids, like a prescription drug container, and it was like a toy, and it was like it said like just like mommy and a pill a day, blah blah blah, and it was trying to like normalize popping pills for little kids. Like it was like rubber, like for little tiny kids, and I was just like, no. Like it's not that they're never going to need a prescription drug or that they should never take one, but we don't want to make it like seem like everyone's popping pills. Are we crazy? And kids don't need to even be thinking about that. So I would much rather them play, you know, their games and their make believe with things that are actually natural. So that makes me feel good as a mom.
Yes. Well, that is the kids kit, and I know you're loving it as much as I am because it's so stinking cute.
It's super cute.
Adorable. And I love that idea of not only children learning like what they need and learning to be intuitive to their needs and going and getting what, you know, because these are safe, like you said, like you can go and grab them and rub them on. They're so diluted, and going and using what they need, and then how sweet to then turn around and want to love on their teddy bear or their dinosaur or something. So
can I show you a couple other quick tips that I have for this little kid? One of the things that I think everybody should have in their bag, kids, adults, everybody, and I never go anywhere without, is Correct X. It is a healing salve that is petroleum free. Petroleum free. I hate petroleum, by the way. And it also has frankincense, helichrysum, cedarwood, melaleuca, and lavender in it. So like all the oils that are going to help boo-boos to get better faster. So if you got your like shimmer and shine band-aids or whatever Paw Patrol band-aids in there, they can put a little dab. My son knows how to do it. He even puts a little bit on his lips when they get really super dry. So he's comfortable using the Correct X at 5 years old. The little PB Assist Junior sachets.
Yes, so good.
That's good to have in there. And then even, especially if you live in a northern climate in the wintertime, or if you're in the South, in the summery weather, it's good to have a little lotion. And I think this little, I don't know if you can see it, but the Citrus Bliss little lotion that we sell is perfect, and it fits right in the inside of this, and you can still close it down on it. So there's lots of little things like that you can do. And then one other quick thing I want to show you, thinking outside the box a little bit, 2 products that I think every child should be super familiar with, especially because like why do we go to school in the middle of the summer now? Like when did that start? I thought we started in the fall.
No, it's terrible.
Yeah, since it's
the rain's here, so the kids are just dying.
Yeah. And they're going to be outside playing, so I definitely want them to have the Terra Shield. And I use like the extra green carabiner, and then I put that on the Terra Shield bottle, and you can clip that onto the backpack. And then the On Guard sanitizing spray. I'm sorry, teachers, but they're like asking kids to bring the like pesticide, alcohol-filled hand sanitizers to school and encouraging the kids to use it all day. So I would definitely want to send my kid, and even send the teacher some of this stuff. And you can use the red carabiner, and so that way they can kind of keep it straight in their mind, like green's for the buggies when you're outside, that's green. Red is kind of like stronger. It's like to help you make sure that you're strong, you can fight germs. And so that's another way you can use the carabiners as well.
I love that idea. That's really good.
Yeah, lots of cool stuff that you can do with this kit. You can just use your imagination pretty much. So if you're thinking like, okay, yes, I need these in my life. I've been hanging out on this page for a while, and I've used some oils, but I don't have a doTERRA membership. This is a great way to get started. You can purchase a $35 doTERRA wholesale membership, and then you can add this on. I would encourage you to add a bottle of lemon, because everybody's going to need some lemon in your home to use in your water bottle. That doesn't come in the kit. You can also add the hand sanitizer, and that ought to put you right at around like $100, and then $35 for the membership. That's a really great intro to oils for you and your family. You can also add, I should have brought them, good grief, Deanna, what was I thinking? But we also have baby products that just became permanent products that would be perfect to add here for a family with young kids, because we have a hair and body wash that is like perfection. I mean, that's what my 5-year-old uses. He never complains about getting soap in his eyes. It detangles his curls. He has hair like mine, and he doesn't get tangles when we wash it with that. It smells great. Nothing synthetic. Like, you could eat that stuff, which they do. Okay, that's what they do. And then there's a diaper cream, which, I mean, we found like a zillion uses for it, including but not limited to, it is the best sunscreen I've ever used in my entire life. Like, I burn just thinking about the sun, and I don't get burned at all when we use the diaper cream. So those 2 products you could easily add on to this kit. Lots of ways to get started. So whoever invited you to watch the video, just reach out to them and say, hook me up, help me get started. Because Mary, why do you want to be a member and not just buy stuff at random? Like, what's the difference?
Because you're going to save so much money and get all these perks and benefits from your membership that you're not going to get just randomly, retail buying these things.
Yeah. I mean, plus you get to be part of a community of people that are going to help educate you like this, and they're going to help educate you on a personal level. Like, they will come to your house and help you open up your stuff and make sure you know what it does, or do a video call with you. We want you to be successful in your journey and not feel alone. We're trying to educate house to house and person to person. Grassroots health care is what we do. And we're trying to get oils in every home and have every family, not just, we used to say like every mom, empower every mom to use oils. Let's empower every kid. Like Mary said, if your kid grew up and knowing how to handle anxious feelings on their own, little boo-boos and scratchy throats, if they felt empowered to handle that stuff on their own, like, I think we would be making a lot better progress in healthcare in our country if we were empowering. So that's what we do. We are changing future generations and making healthcare better for future generations. So I love that we're starting super young with these kids kits. If you don't have kids, get the kit anyway, because you're going to love it. And I still use it. One other last quick tip I didn't show you is, if you want to keep it sitting out, we like to keep our oils sitting out in various places. I got this like acrylic little lipstick holder from like the Dollar Tree, and it holds 6 lipsticks, and it fits the kids kits perfectly in there, all 6. So we have these sitting out. Like, my son has one in his room, and we have one in the kitchen. So he knows, like, he's allowed to touch the rollers and himself without adult assistance. And so he knows that, and he can go grab these whenever he needs them. And so, I mean, that just makes my life easier, really, is what it does. So you definitely want to get in on this. So make sure you reach out. If you don't have a person and you just stumbled on the video, send me a private message to the page. We'll make sure you get connected and get started with the products that you need. So stay tuned to our page. Make sure you have liked this page and follow this page so you know what we're up to next. Since this is our last official episode of Magic Beans, you never know, and you might be tapped on the shoulder to try brand new products, and then you can give us your honest feedback and help your friends to learn why they might want to try these products. What a great, awesome way to be like a mystery shopper, product tester, and try some really amazing products for your family. So stay tuned for all of that, and I hope you'll share this video with somebody so they can learn about this. Thank you so much, Mary, for being here tonight and for everything that you've contributed to Magic Beans over the last few years. And thank you all for watching every Sunday. Thank you for watching on YouTube, and we will have plenty of new content, so be sure to subscribe with that red button below, like our video, throw us some good comments, and share with a friend as always. Have a great night, everybody. Have a great night.